everybody? So exciting new review for you guys today. We're talking about the latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Spider-Man Far From Home. As a huge fan of Spider-Man, I was really looking forward to this film. It closes out Phase 3 of the MCU, and we're getting our first glimpses of life after the finale of Avengers Endgame. Of course, half the population just popped back up. The other half is 5 years later now, and people are dealing with stuff like that, and also the death of Tony Stark, which is a huge impact on Peter Parker as a character since Tony Stark was his mentor. So he kind of just wants to get away in this film, go on a little fun school vacation with his classmates, and of course trouble finds him in Europe, because of course it does. While I can't go too much in depth with things, because I'm doing a spoiler-free review, I will say that I had a lot of fun with Spider-Man Far From Home. Definitely one of my favorite films of the year so far. Spider-Man Far From Home pretty much gives you everything you want in a Spider-Man film as a Spider-Man fan. Tom Holland, the more entries he has as Spider-Man, he's really cementing himself as a really great, not only Spider-Man, but Peter Parker as well. He balances both the struggles of Peter Parker and Spider-Man so well. With Peter, he just wants to decompress, have a fun time on vacation with MJ, the girl he likes, while as Spider-Man, he's dealing with everyone expecting him to step up to the plate now as like the new Iron Man, and also dealing with his mentor being gone because Tony Stark's not here anymore. Plus, he's also just that perfect mix of awkward and charming, especially in his scenes with Zendaya, who's doing a really good job in the MJ role as well. Off topic a little bit, but she's also really phenomenal in the show on HBO called Euphoria, so I highly recommend that. But her and Tom Holland have really good chemistry on screen, so I'm glad to see them explore that relationship more in each entry that they're in. I'm sure many of you are well aware of how many different suits that Spider-Man has throughout the course of the film, and I wasn't really too sure how they're going to explain how he goes from suit to suit throughout this adventure in Europe, and they actually have really good reasons for it. All the suits make sense in the context of the story. Plus, each suit gets their own individual moment to shine, and I really like that. Of all of the suits, though, I think personally my favorite was the red and black suit, although the stealth suit also is really sleek in its design. But let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of the suits? Which was your favorite one? Because I'd really like to know, because I'm sure there's going to be a variety of answers. One of the things that did surprise me is that this film actually takes some risk when it comes to its storytelling, the direction it takes some of its characters, and its really creative action set pieces. I like that there was so much variety in the different set pieces and seeing Spider-Man take on foes in many other places besides New York, which I do like, but it is cool to see him branch out and take on foes in many different places in Europe fighting these elementals, which was a really awesome part of the actual action set pieces, just seeing these epic giant monsters of different elements taking on Spider-Man. Ever since they announced that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to play Mysterio in this film, I've been super hyped because he is one of my favorite actors, and he really is a scene stealer in this, and actually is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains of all of the Spider-Man films combined. It's just perfect casting on the MCU's part. He has great chemistry with Peter, has some really genuine moments with him, but he also has some really amazing action scenes that are kind of in vein of the Doctor Strange kind of power set. He's especially badass when he helps with taking on the elementals and the fish bowls on, and he's flying around the air doing crazy stuff. Some of the best action scenes actually involve Mysterio, and I never expected Mysterio after all these years to actually be put in a live-action Spider-Man film, but he's genuinely pretty amazing in this. Definitely, like I said, a scene stealer. There are only a few nitpicky kind of things that I really didn't enjoy because I really did love this film, but the things that really weren't a big fan of is there's like an overly forced love triangle at one point in this film, and it really isn't overly focused on, which is why it didn't bother me that much, but it felt really unnecessary in the context of the story. And not only that, but their character of Ned, Peter's best friend, he really doesn't get much to do in this, so they kind of just give him his own weird plot line that doesn't really end up going anywhere by the end of the film. But neither of those really bothered me to the point where I could really detract any type of points from the film, and I still end up having a great time. And I know this statement carries a lot of weight because the MCU has had a lot of iconic after-credit scenes, but this film has two after-credit scenes, and the first one is probably one of, if not the best MCU after-credit scene to date. Especially if you're a huge Spider-Man fan, you're going to blow your mind at what happens in this scene, because I know I did in the theater I was with, erupted in just cheers because of how awesome it was. So definitely look out for that one. Second one is definitely pretty good as well. Carries some weight. You don't really get too much of what the future of Phase 4 and all that holds, really. I guess we'll see where that goes when they announce the lineup for Phase 4, what we're going to get. So don't go into these after-credit scenes expecting to see the full future of what's to come other than a little tidbits here and there. Yeah, overall, I had a blast watching Spider-Man Far From Home. It's another very entertaining entry in the Spider-Man franchise and MCU. Really loving what they're doing with the character, and Tom Holland's performance keeps getting better and better with each time he plays the character. You're going to have a blast, especially if you're a huge Spider-Man fan like I am, and if you love Mysterio, you're going to definitely love what they do with his character in this as well. I think you're going to be really surprised. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, are you looking forward to Spider-Man Far From Home? If you have seen the film, let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Make sure you keep it spoiler-free, though, since this is a spoiler-free review, so just common courtesy, but let me know in the comment section down below. There's a discussion going because you know I like talking about all things movies here. But thanks so much for checking out my review. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. Hit that subscribe button so if you want to keep up to date with my movie reviews, channel reactions, rankings, unboxings, and more. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.